Did you know that there's a secret command only hidden on Bedrock Edition? Or that Steve does that? Well, here are more than 30 of the biggest differences between Bedrock and Java Edition. And trust me, more the video progresses, the better and crazier they get. Pistons on Bedrock are OP, because they can move chests, hoppers and every other container block where Java can't. With this you can make some really crazy easy duping glitches only accessible on Bedrock. They can also carry redstone components without breaking them. If you ask me, that's unfair. Bedrock's also got its exclusive trident killers. This is probably the feature I want added to Java so bad. It makes literally every mob farm automatic while you can still get the XP and looting effect if you hold your sword with looting in your hand. And speaking of mobs, if you want more mob heads you only have to lure a charged creeper to your mobs. Now I know this is also on Java, but when the creeper explodes, all the mobs will drop their heads on Bedrock. I'm sorry, I meant Bedrock Edition. This makes getting heads super easy, and the same applies to collecting music discs. But make sure you watch till the end of this video, because the last differences are unbelievably crazy. But now let's get to some Easter eggs. You know the dinner bone Easter egg? Because if you name tag a mob dinner bone it will turn upside down. But did you know if you name an armor stand dinner bone it will also turn upside down, but only on Bedrock Edition? I really don't know the logic of this one that's not in Java. You can also stack cakes in your inventory on Bedrock, while on Java you can't. That makes up more than 2200 cakes, you can carry more on Bedrock than on Java. And when you place them down and need them, you'll hear this sound. But again, only on Bedrock. Like, how's this guy not even that fat? Now before we go to our next one, make sure to like the video, because the researching took a real long time. It also helps this video get viral. Thank you so much, and let's continue with the video. Bedrock's loading screen is disgusting! The buttons are too big, it's back to it pay to win stuff, and it just looks like a really bad Minecraft knockoff. The only thing I kinda like is the change animation in the store button, but for everything else, Java screen is way better and way more iconic. And while we're here in the more technical category, Bedrock is way more optimized than Java. Now that's because Java was coded in a way older language called Java, and it was coded by a small group, so it couldn't be very optimized. Now I kinda feel bad for Java. But what I don't feel bad for is the mod support. Java has literally mod for everything. You mean animals, new animations, shaders, color and everything else you could imagine. And yes, it also has some mods that can make Java way more optimized, like sodium and lithium. So after all, Java can be also potato friendly. Make sure to stick till the end of this video, because you don't want to miss the last few differences. You will be surprised. Also subscribe, because only 3% of my viewers are actually subscribed, so if you want to make this number bigger, click the button. It's free. But one thing Bedrock is terrible, and I mean terrible at, is the Wither fight. Because it's so hard. The Wither has twice its health, moves more unpredictably, has its own weird attacks and explosions, and the worst of all, if you have a potato PC, it creates a ton of lag while it mines through blocks and explodes them. And on top of that, you're telling me I have to beat this on a controller, or even worse, on mobile where my aiming is terrible. Elder Guardians are also so much harder on Bedrock. Wait, that didn't sound right. Because every time you drink a milk to remove its mining fatigue, you have around 60 seconds till it gives you back again on Java, but on Bedrock it gives you back instantly. These Bedrock bosses have to chill a little bit. Another thing Bedrock is awful at is commands. If you, for example, /fill, you have to manually type in the coordinates of your positions, while in Java you can just save them for later and then even click on the save coordinates, so it's so much easier for you to use and it doesn't take you 3 years to complete. This thing annoys me the most about Bedrock Edition. When you sprint and jump, you'll think the animation will be something like that, right? Well, wrong! Because it's this! What even is this? The legs are barely moving! Like, how are you that fast when the legs are barely touching the ground and move? Bedrock character also blinks, which is sometimes a little bit creepy.
Did I jump scare you? Yeah, I bet I did. You coward.
But that's still nothing to the last one, so make sure to stick till the end. And if you're in this video so far, please like and subscribe, because I might make a part 2 and you don't want to miss it. It also took me a very long time to make this video, and how am I supposed to hit 1500 subscribers before March if you don't subscribe? I didn't know this was different on Bedrock, because when a skeleton shoots you, the arrow sticks to your character and stays there for about a minute. And you might think that's on both editions, right? But we've been lied to! On Bedrock the arrow just doesn't exist. You know how many funny clips I saw on YouTube about that, and I thought I could maybe recreate that on Bedrock, but luckily I got Java before I even thought of trying. This is also something I didn't know, because if you make a platform that small so Enderman can't teleport anywhere else, then shoot it with any projectiles, they will just bounce off from it for some reason on Java, but on Bedrock they will just disappear. Like, can you please stop eating all of my arrows? But this one is actually crazy. You can reach further on Bedrock Edition, so you normally reach 4.5 blocks on Java Survival and 5 blocks in Creative. But in Bedrock you can reach 5 in Survival and Creative. Then you have Pocket Edition, which is technically Bedrock, where you can reach 6 blocks on mobile while playing Survival and 12 blocks in Creative. 12 blocks! Like, why are you doing this to Java? Bedrock is also a little bit more fun, because you can put dice in the cauldron. You just have to pour your water and right click with your die of your choice, and there you go. That way you can also color your leather armor. But these are not all the cauldron features Java is missing. You can also store potions in them, and then you can also brew tipped arrows for way cheaper. Like, I seriously don't know why cauldrons even exist on Java Edition. But these still aren't all the cauldron features, because in Bedrock if you put water in a cauldron and then an enderman inside it will teleport away, but in Java it will just stay in. Like, aren't you supposed to be afraid of the water? I seriously don't know why Mojang was so lazy with the cauldrons on Java. However, Bedrock is also missing some fun stuff, and a very useful one. You can summon a giant zombie on Java with this command. It's only in Creative or in Survival with cheats, and it does absolutely nothing.
No.
I told you it's gonna be useful. All it does, it just stands there and turns red if you punch it. This Java feature is so useful, many players are just switching editions just because of that. And it has something to do with the nether. You can't build on the nether roof on Bedrock Edition. This is probably top 5 things people want to add to Bedrock. Look, mobs can spawn on the block Bedrock, and it's just like a super flat world where you can build all of your farms and build some more. Here's also a really useful one, the F3 menu. It shows you all the coordinates, FPS, even your specs or PC. Like, why doesn't this exist on Bedrock? I know you can still turn on the coordinates, display it and this character, weird thing, whatever, but what if I want more information? But that's still not the worst part about Bedrock, stick around to find out, and like the video if you haven't already. In Bedrock you get night vision and x-ray for very cheap. You just have to place an armor stand on some ice or near the water and then give it a piece of glass. Now you'll see what's underneath your ice, and you'll also have night vision. This also works with the charged creepers glint. But thankfully this doesn't work on Java. Creepers are also a little bit cooler on Java, because if you splash a creeper with a potion and then let it explode, the hole it made will be filled with that potion. If you go swimming in the hole filled up with the effect, you get this potion effect. I don't know, it just seems cool to me. Java maps are also way cooler than Bedrock's, because if you place down a banner and then right click it with a map, the banner will be shown on the map. You can even name it whatever you want, so you make sure you don't get lost in your Minecraft world.